Lena Carter was born in the kind of town that people only mentioned when something bad happened. Tornadoes, meth raids, missing girls. A cracked sign town in eastern Ohio where the air smelled like wet rust, and every second house looked abandoned. Lena's house wasn't much different, an old trailer parked near a dried-up creek, with mold climbing the walls like ivy and a roof that wept during rainstorms. Winters were worst. Cold bit through the paper-thin walls, and the space heater coughed black smoke more than it gave heat. The only light came from the flicker of a static-ridden TV and the occasional flash of blue and red lights through the blinds when cops came for someone down the road. Lena's mother, Cheryl, wasn't really a mother at all. She was a husk of a woman, gray skin, hollow cheeks, eyes that never quite looked at you. Once pretty, people said, before the pills. Before she stopped leaving her bed. Before Lena became the parent in that house. Her stepfather, Bobby, was a long-haul trucker who came and went like a ghost. When he was around, Lena kept her bedroom door locked, a knife under her pillow, and earphones jammed deep in her ears. He smelled like whiskey, sweat, and gasoline. Lena learned quickly that silence was survival. Eye contact was a mistake. By the time she was 14, Lena was cooking meals, doing laundry, and making sure her younger brother, Nathan, didn't starve. He was 6 then, already too quiet, always drawing monsters with big teeth and eyes that looked like his stepfather's. At school, Lena was invisible. Not by choice, but by design. She wore her hair long and greasy, her jeans too big, her shirt stolen from donation bins. She didn't speak unless spoken to, didn't sit too close to anyone. People whispered, of course, about the bruises, about the way she flinched when touched. But no one did anything, because in towns like these, everyone has their own Lena. Everyone knows, no one acts. Her escape started as a fantasy, a file she kept in her mind labeled, somewhere else. She would imagine a city, bright lights, tall buildings, real food, clean sheets. A place where no one knew her, where she could melt into the crowd and start over. A place where her name didn't carry the stink of failure. She started saving, stealing really small things. Loose change from Bobby's pants, refund cash from food stamps. She hid it under a loose floorboard beneath her mattress. She counted it every night like a prayer. The moment came on a night colder than most. Bobby had come back early, drunk, angry, slurring about Cheryl sleeping all day, the dishes in the sink, the smell of piss from Nathan's bed. Lena watched as he stormed down the hallway. She heard the slap, then another. Her mother didn't scream anymore, didn't fight, but Nathan did, a small choked yell, then a thud, then silence. Something inside Lena snapped like a frozen tree limb. She didn't think. She just moved. She grabbed her backpack, the one she'd packed 100 times in her head. She stuffed it with money, a cracked phone, her school ID, one hoodie, and the kitchen knife. She didn't even look back at the trailer. Just stepped into the snow, boots crunching ice, hands trembling. Nathan was still breathing. She told herself that over and over. She had to get out first, had to survive before she could save anyone else. She walked 5 miles in the dark to the gas station by the highway, used the last of her change to buy a bus ticket. The man behind the counter gave her a weird look but didn't ask. "Where you headed, sweetheart?" "Chicago," she said. It sounded big, far, new. The bus came at 4:37 a.m. She climbed aboard without looking back, without crying, without feeling anything at all. She was 16, alone, and already knew more about survival than most people learned in a lifetime. Chicago wasn't a dream. It was a gray punch to the gut. The city was cold, loud, and indifferent. Her second day, her backpack was stolen. Her third, she learned that shelters were full by nightfall and that unaccompanied minors were often turned away. She spent her first week sleeping in bus terminals, stealing snacks from gas stations, and panhandling with a sign that read, "Hungry, anything helps." No one helped. Except for a girl named Kimmy. Kimmy found Lena near a dumpster behind a corner store, shivering, trying to light a half-used cigarette she found on the ground. She wore fishnets, a faux fur jacket, and makeup like war paint. She was maybe 20, maybe younger. Hard to tell through the glitter and scars. "You lost?" she asked, voice like gravel. Lena didn't respond, didn't trust. But Kimmy sat beside her, lit a cigarette of her own, and said, "If you're looking for fast money, I know a place." Lena looked at her then, really looked. The bruises covered with concealer, the hollow smile, the tired eyes. Kimi leaned in and whispered, "You ever hear of Club Haven?" Club Haven wasn't a club. Not really. Not the kind people danced in. It was a velvet trap, no signs, no windows, just a red door on a back alley in the south side. Inside, the lights were low, the music was sex without rhythm, and the smell of perfume and sweat hung like fog. Girls moved like shadows between booths. Men watched from plush couches with dead stares and full wallets. Kimi took her to meet Veronica. She looked like someone's forgotten nightmare. Tall, sharp, dressed in black leather, heels that clicked like threats. Her eyes pierced through Lena like X-rays. "She's young," Veronica said. "She's tough," Kimi replied. "She walked here in the snow, no coat, didn't blink." Veronica stared at Lena, a long, cold pause. Then, "You want work, you do what I say, you lie about your age, you wear what I give you, you don't cry, you cry, you're out." Lena nodded once, and just like that, she had a job. The first few nights were floor work. Serving drinks, cleaning spills, laughing at dead jokes from men who smelled like cigar ash and cheap whiskey. Lena wore lace and heels and a collar she hated. She learned fast. Keep the drink full. Smile with your eyes. Pretend you're not dying inside. She made $60 the first night, $80 the next. Tips were better if she let them touch. Better still if she sat on their lap and called them daddy. By the end of her first week, she made more than her mother ever had in a month. But it wasn't enough. The red curtain at the back of the club hid the real money, the private clients. Kimi had crossed it, so had the others. Girls who came in bright-eyed and left looking like ghosts. Veronica offered Lena her first room after a month. "You'll make more in one night than you did all week. Just lie still. Smile." Lena said no. Veronica didn't push, just smiled. They all say that. Lena went home that night and counted her money. Her stomach ached from not eating. Her legs hurt, her hands shook. She stared at the knife under her pillow and whispered, "Not yet. Not yet." But the darkness was creeping, and Lena was running out of places to hide.